Alright guys, it's time to take a look at Harmony 1 on the channel once again. Now I want to point out this trend line here. Let me adjust this just slightly, but it looks like this has basically been holding us down since about mid-December. So right now we are trying to break through this weekly resistance at about 2.7 cents. If we go up to about 3 cents though today, we will be hitting on this trend line. So we have gotten a few rejections, as you can see. If I will expand this a little bit, rejected on the 13th, we got rejected on the 24th, basically the 25th, although it didn't really touch it. It's very close. I'll call it a touch though. Here we touched, so we have like 5 touches there, and all rejections, and all were actually pretty big rejections. You can see rejected, fell down all the way down here. Here we rejected, fell all the way down here. So, you know, here again, rejected and fell all the way down to here. So basically 2.2 cents has been holding us up. And, you know, only today were we able to break through 2.7 cents. So, yeah, I mean, you know, this is a coin that I have a lot of money invested, guys. And let's zoom out here on the weekly time frame. I mean, you can see this has just been consolidating. This has been like many coins. For example, AMP. I just did a video on AMP yesterday, and it looks very similar. Now, pretty much, you know, one has spent, what, since about beginning of June 2022, below 3.5 cents. And I think I looked at this about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. I counted about 7 or 8 days spent above, you know, that line. So here you can see basically in December we did get a breakout above 3.5 cents, and it did look like this was going to go to the moon, guys. And yeah, we only fell back down 3.5 cents, and now we're trending down. So not a good sign, honestly. And if we go back even farther, here in March, if I expand it so you can see it, we only spent like a couple of days. You can see here above this line. And yeah, before that, guys, it's basically, I think, 2022, yeah. So when we broke down, basically on the 11th of June 2022, yeah, I mean, since then we've only spent about a week time above 3.5 cents. So that's a little bit worrying for me. You know, we need to get out of this reaccumulation zone, and we need to start working our way up. I mean, it's getting kind of late in the game to sit here, you know, down below 3 cents, you know. So the next target, guys, well, basically is breaking this resistance here, and then we have the 3.5 cent mark. Now, that is probably the biggest mark for us to break. Now, if we can break that and hold it for more than, you know, probably a few days like you see here, if we can hold, for example, a week, you know, week and a half, then I think, you know, 6.3 cents is in the cards. But until we really hold it more than a few days, then, you know, it's just going to sit here and consolidate under 3.5 cents. You know, I don't know how many times I'm going to say 3.5 cents in this video, but that is just the most important level. It's like with AMP. AMP has 1.2 cents, and if it doesn't get over that mark, it's dead. You know, so this, for me, 3.5 cents, we got to start, you know, getting above it and holding it. That's just the bottom line, guys. I'm sorry. You know, this is like my 4th or 5th biggest bag, and you know, I'm getting kind of bearish on it, I can say. You know, it's got to start moving. Now, taking a quick look at the tokenomic, guys, you can see I did tell you I had a large bag, almost $3,000 worth, and you know, my average cost is pretty low, guys. I mean, I've sold some of this as well, just to pick up some other coins, so I had a lot more. And even at one time, guys, like a couple of years ago, when everybody was selling this and I was buying, I was in the top like 50 or 60, you know, bags, like period, for Harmony 1. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, but now I'm not even close, unfortunately. Anyways, the max supply, guys, is like, it's 13.1 billion. It's not like, but it is 13.1 billion. And most of this is actually circulating, so that is actually good to see. Now, the all-time high, guys, which I'm just not sure we're going to make it there at this point. When you see coins still like 92, 93% down, at this point in the game, I just don't know if it's going to make its all-time high. I would honestly be happy with 10 or 15 cents for Harmony 1 at this point. If I had a 10 or 15x off what I got, fine, that's great. But yeah, 92% still, at this moment. I know that there's some problems with the leadership of this project. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and things from former, members of Harmony 1 and things that have worked in the project. Honestly, I've seen, this blockchain compared to Ethereum, and it's actually better, in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I mean, it isn't a bad project. It's just got bad leadership, probably. And, of course, it was hacked a couple of years ago. Keep that in mind, guys. This project has been hacked. They did lose a lot of money. And, unfortunately, they only recovered a small amount of that, I think about a year ago. And, yeah, I think it was some North Korean hackers. You have to look into it. It was like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, guys. And, anyways, I'm still trying to hold my faith with Harmony 1, but it's hard. Now, if we go to Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin is a raging bull today. If we zoom in over here, daily time frame, you can see it is struggling right now with the 104,525 mark. Yeah, I mean, it's right on it, guys. So let's see if we can close a candle above it. Would be nice. The longer the time frame the candle above this green line, the better. Now, of course, it does look like we're going to take out this local high, and we're going to get above the 101,200 basically. That is good, but I would like to, clear this mark here. Now, peering into Ethereum, this is probably more important for altcoins than Bitcoin. So, Ethereum is still struggling. It's between 33.13 and 35.34 as usual. Now, it is starting to take out the previous couple of days. This is a good sign. However, we also have kind of a local trend line just kind of holding this down, I would say. So let's see if this can get above it. Maybe we can extend this back. Let me just take a look. Let's just put this back here. Maybe it's even a little bit better if I put it something like this. Because it kind of got rejected here. Let me just zoom in so you can see it. Okay. So let me put that right there. Readjust it just slightly. Let's just put that there. It doesn't really matter, honestly, guys. I can sit here and adjust this all day. But the thing is, it still has to come up and get above 35.34. That's the main resistance at the moment. And then you're going to have maybe some small trend line here. But, I'm going to delete this. I don't think it's going to be such resistance. But, yeah, and then you got 36.52, and then you got to climb out of this Fibonacci. So that's the most important things. We do have to take out this local high here. And then we got to start working on this local high up here, which, we topped out at about $4,000. So let's see what happens, guys. Ethereum is not one of my favorite projects, as you'll learn. I'm just, it leads the altcoins, but I just don't like Ethereum for the simple fact it's slow, it's costly, and it's taking a long time to develop. Now, taking a look at the total market cap, guys, it is a raging bull too. It's almost up here at 3.62 trillion, so that's going to be the next resistance. Now, the market cap excluding Bitcoin, again, it's a raging bull as well. We're almost at 1.55 trillion. That's the next resistance. Doesn't look like it wants to stop either. Now, the dominance, guys, I wanted to zoom out just a little bit so you can see this. Here, it's just making lower highs. So you had a high up here, you had another high here, And basically in the last couple of days, you've gotten this, lower high here. And yeah, I think it just wants to go down, really. I don't think, this is going to make any big moves up and take out any of these local highs here. I think you're going to see a series of higher lows, basically. So right now, it's not looking bad. On the daily time frame, though, we are getting a green candle today. But overall, we are trending down for the most part. Although you do have some, higher lows here. So that is a little bit worrying, honestly. But for the most part, I think we're coming to a decision point, basically, for the dominance. Now, if I take a look at the liquidation heat map, guys, 24 hours, not too bad, actually, still. 275 million only wrecked. I should say only, but yeah, that's not bad. When you see a billion or so, that's a bad day. 55 on altcoin season index, so we're closer to altcoin season than Bitcoin season still. That's a good sign. Now, this hasn't updated, I think, since this morning. I think it was still 55 this morning. So let's see what happens. Now, with the dominance trending up a little bit, this may fall back a couple points. Just have to take a look when they update it. Now, fear and greed, 75. Yesterday, 75. Nothing's changed, basically. Now, bull market peak indicators, nothing is hit still. Everything is still X'd here. Pi cycle top indicator is my favorite, and probably most people's favorite. Now, some of these, like, where was it? The Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy, that was just kind of a stupid one. Yeah, MicroStrategy's average Bitcoin cost, I don't think that's a real indicator so much to determine whether it's over or not. Better would be Pi cycle top indicator and some of these other ones. But anyways, they consider it one of the 30, and pretty much we're at 100% hold, guys. Now, here's the Pi cycle top indicator. If I zoom in, you can see that we're still pretty far away. We were actually closer back in June to crossing than we are right now. Now, if we take a look at the, was it the Fed interest rate, cuts? Let me refresh this. It likes to... I don't know why it likes to do that, though. Anyways, it is still, I think, very high for, 99.5% now for January. And I don't think that's really going to change, guys. We are not going to get a cut this month. But in March, it is pretty interesting that we do have 28% here. And let me see what it was a day ago. It was higher. I thought it was lower yesterday, but okay, so it went down. But still, that's a sizable chunk of people that believe, we can get a cut in March. So the Fed's, Waller yesterday was speaking, and he said, hey, 3 or 4 cuts is possible this year. And I tend to believe that too. Whether it comes in March or not, I mean, it is kind of quick. If we do get good CPI, PPI numbers in February and March, it's possible they could cut in March. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm wrong. But so what? I still think there's going to be 4 cuts this year. Now, taking a quick look at the crypto bubbles, guys. Yeah, pretty much, green across the board. XDC had a great day yesterday or 2 days ago. I made a video on it. Got a lot of views, guys. Anyways, yeah, most of this is in green today. Now, if you want to stake your coins, go to Coinondo and, for example, just find Bitcoin and, if you have Bitcoin or not, and look at the days that you have to stake it for. Look at the limits. Be careful, guys. Read everything and, be realistic. You're probably not going to get, for example, 126% up here. And plus, that's dual investment. I'm not sure how it really works, honestly. So, and there is a difference between lending and savings, and you just have to research it yourself. Anyways, this is the best place to look. So, if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.